Yes, guys. Again, welcome to this evening show. Welcome to AC Milan versus Chelsea pregame show. I hope you can hear me. Again, as much as this would have been an enjoyable show, at the same time, out of respect from what I've learned, I'll try to be happy and I'll try to, you know, uh, yeah, again, carry on with the show so that everyone else can enjoy it because what the person in question would have loved us too. Again, it's again it hasn't been easy for me. I had to share the story with my wife, and I cried so much that I couldn't control myself. It shattered me. It broke my heart because I believe also this was the first place, and unfortunately, I'm sorry, I just had to start the show this way because I'm saying I was watching what's going on in the chat, and if you haven't been told, you think really that it is Astrubia who's in the chat typing all those messages because it's the same way in quick succession, so many messages at the same time. But really, that isn't Astrubia. That's Astrubia's cousin. As you can see, one of the messages says clearly, is I hope I'm able to hold myself. I think it's important that I highlight the messages myself why I talk about it. But again, we will get into the show. But out of respect, I just have to do this. Up to Blues, we will shine again today. Thank you for saying that. Impressive. Not Australia. I recognize that because you already told me. And had we not had again that conversation privately, I wouldn't even know that that isn't Australia. Her cousin, but I will try. Slightly more lovely. Sorry, she she passed away. She's fighting with a sword in a place I cannot imagine. Attitude, oneself. Again, I got to know her so well. I met her when I was still a panelist on the Blue Lounge. I reached out to her privately and said, "Could you please check out my channel and subscribe?" And her response was, I think I'll still share that message when time allows. I like your channel and I subscribe because I like your channel, not because you're asking me to. And she loved this. She loved this channel a lot. Personally, would accept this in Chelsea. She would block you if you do. So please don't, if possible. Seems banter is fun. This just sounds like and that's why I'm saying truthfully, without if we didn't have that conversation, I wouldn't even know that was her. We got so close. Like, again, every two, three, four, five shows we fight like siblings. Again, I can, conversations over the mods, over how people talk. Again, I don't want to go into it. And again, I hope I'll still be able to host the show. Again, it talks about the AC Milan 11, and I'm sure that you've seen the message yourself that she's passed away. I'm just gonna say again, let's take this a minute, just a minute. Again, we still have time to carry on with the show out of respect for Street Beer and her love, for Chelsea Football Club, and so much love that she's shown to every other channel that talks about Chelsea. Because for her, it is strictly about Chelsea before she subscribes to your channel. Again, in most cases, even if you talk about other clubs, she only comes to your channel in most cases when you talk about Chelsea Football Club. She loves the club so much that I once witnessed when she donated, I think it was £200, and I was on Worldwide Chelsea. Some of the conversations, something around asking if I thought to dance without the shirt on and all like that. I don't want to get into it. Again, I hope I'll be able to host the show properly today. I believe I can. I believe she probably, again, would love that. Again, I mistakenly, I'm not, I've lost it and I'm actually not that coordinated. I sent the StreamYard, the StreamYard link to StreamYard's own private message. That wasn't, again, it was meant to send it to the panelist group. Again, I just been my wife couldn't believe how, again, I was shattered when I learned the news. And like I said, we got so close that we fight like siblings. Every 2 or 3 shows, there's always one issue to discuss with that. It turns again, but I learned how to, again, I understood her personality. So I was able to deal with it on a personal level, even in public sometimes. And when she, again, flares up out of what somebody said in the chat or so, yeah, but again, I would do a special show on her, and hopefully Chelsea wins today, because I'm sure wherever she's most definitely watching the show, and that's all I can say at this point. I know you didn't know, and had I not had that conversation with her, with the cousin, I wouldn't know either. She's, again, so to those that understood who she really was, she's deep down a nice person. She's donated cash, and again, to this channel on occasion. The first was I think she was the first person that made a donation when the channel got monetized, and I asked her to quit donating, and she messaged me privately saying the donation was because she loves the channel. I hope I can host the show. I'll try my best. Again, I'll try to move on, but thank you so much for finding the time to join on her behalf. Like you told me, before she passed away, she did tell me again 3-4 months ago that when the time comes, that somebody from her, specifically says her mom, will reach out to me, and I didn't even know what was going on. It was just Viola that reached out to me, and looks like, again, it has happened, and I wasn't sure. I was in denial. I had to message her account privately when I learned that was what her cousin using the account. She passed on the account to her, and that was when she told me what happened. Again, we will host a special show for her. She's devastated at last. Again, a show for her, and yeah, she deserves it, because I haven't seen any bigger Chelsea fan than she is. Again, if you're here, again, I just wanted to let you know, Nightbot, it's a software, it's not a human being, so apologies. Apologies if it comes across as, again, as insulting or offensive to you. So sorry. Yeah. That's why I know you've told me that, so I'll try to hold myself. Let's get into the show. Like I said, we will host a special show on her behalf. But I mustn't forget, we got so close. We were like siblings that every 2-3 shows, there's always an issue to sort out with her. So yeah, thank you guys for finding the time to join the show. And already, again, I'm seeing the lineup on the screen. Again, we have, again, between the sticks, Mendy as expected. Thiago Silva starting centrally with a back three. And again, I thought as much. I thought we were going to start with the back three, and I think that's happening. No, I thought we were going to start with the back four, with a similar formation that we played against, a hybrid approach of that. We're, again, hybrid, the structure that we used against Wolves. Again, a back three now with Thiago Silva centrally, Trevor Chalobah to his right, Kalidou Koulibaly to his left, which, again, you can say a similar formation we used the last time we played them at home. Centrally, I suspected Jorginho was going to start. Some people on the panel thought it was going to be Jorginho. It was going to be Kovacic and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but we see that Benchua surprisingly starts for me. I thought it would be Cucurella starting in that position. Mason Mount starts again. Proves that he's undroppable. As long as he's able to play, he gets to start. And one of the 2 8s, and because that's it may be, except if this structure is not the right structure, but I think it is. Again, let me make sure this is not the probable lineup. Yeah, it is the right lineup proper. Mason Mount and Raheem Sterling on the right. Aubameyang as the number 9 man. I'm going to share the link. I forgot to do that. Like I said, I wanted to share it with the panelists because of how I wasn't really myself. I shared it with the Straight Beers account, which is our cousin is using at this point. Again, to me, not too many surprises. we thought, because Conor Gallagher played nearly 90 minutes, that he would probably be rested in this one. Probably also we thought also was who can play on that, the Christian Pulisic. As much as I wanted him to start, I suspected that because he played nearly the whole. Again, he played the 90 minutes. I probably won't get to start. Kai Havertz, I said clearly, I knew wasn't going to start this one. Plus, he played nearly the 90 minutes in the past, in the last game. So yeah, that's by the way. Let's move on from that. Like I said, Bobby, if you haven't heard it, that is not really Street BA. That's Street BA's cousin using her account. She's passed away. And I don't know if you were here on the panel the day she told us that she had a limited time to leave. And again, I continued talking with her privately. And she, about 2-3 months ago, informed me that she was going to let me know that her parents, somebody from her family, specifically her mom, will let me know when that time comes. And I heard nothing. So again, what I heard from the cousin when I spoke with her privately was that she passed away. I think I'm not sure what time exactly, but was buried. I think last Thursday or what date. But I don't want to talk. Let's talk about the game. We will again host a show on her because she deserves it. One of the biggest Chelsea supporters I've ever seen met in my life. Let's leave my cousin. She was but hated feelings. Yes, I knew that she disliked to be pitied because I spoke with them privately on occasions, and again I learned that myself. The link I've shared, the link in the group. Again, come on Chelsea. Yes, let's do that. I'll try to be as cheerful as I can, but it will be really difficult. Mount and Kai. No, Kai not starting. Kai is again. If he's even on the bench, but I suspected he wasn't going to start this one. The bench we have Amanda Brewer, Christian Pulisic, Kai Havertz, Carney Chukwuemeka, Conor Gallagher, Dennis Zakaria. Dennis surprisingly on the bench today. Maybe that debunks the rumors that he's probably surplus to requirement. Again, but we're fans. We're allowed to jump to conclusions on occasions. Again, Ruben loves to stick on the bench also. Plus, Cesar Azpilicueta on the bench. I didn't expect Kai to start. I didn't think Benchua would start, but probably I think it was Roger that argued, probably because we need to be again. Probably because Kukurea played nearly 90 minutes. Again, he played the whole game. Probably wouldn't start this one. Koulibaly, I wasn't sure he was going to start because I was thinking he's demonstrated he did demonstrate against Wolves. And that he's better off starting centrally where he had the brilliant game, lots of long passes. Jorginho also I thought was going to start, even though he played the whole game, didn't he? Again, he was impressive, more vertical passes from him. But one of my the reasons I thought he was going to start also is that Italy is home for him, so he'd feel at home. Plus, again, he had a rest after he got injured and played only that game the other day. He was brilliant. And like I said, more vertical passes from him than I've ever seen before. Mason Mount again showed again, you could say he's recovered his form fully. Only that he didn't score that day, but still 2 brilliant assists from him, especially the one for especially the assist for Christian Pulisic. It was a delicious reversed pass to Christian Pulisic, which he finished well. Raheem Sterling arrested, and I expected him to start in this one. So Aubameyang started centrally, given that Kai Havertz started the last game centrally as the number 9 man. The biggest lesson here is that Graham Potter, I think he rotates heavily, and kudos to him. Made 7 changes, and the team didn't look as if there were that many changes on that day. I'm happy for the right-hand side, given that we had Trevor Chalobah defensively. He was solid when he came in for Wesley Fofana. Plus Rhys James, I think the two of them are very capable of dealing with Leao. Except that again, the duty here, the job here, the task here, excuse me, will be more difficult, much more difficult than the home game because they have Theo Hernandez, who's also a very tricky customer himself. So Bobby, again, a bigger brother, how are you doing? I know by now you must have you understand the situation. Again, I just had to. Honestly, I wouldn't have, but I just had to because been told by the cousin, and I think I've known her long enough, spoken with her long enough to know that she hated being pitied. She was a fighter. But again, may her soul rest in peace. And like I said, we will host a show on her behalf where, again, everybody gets to voice their opinion on, again, the encounters they've had with her, because I think she's known all over the community. But Bobby, that's why we coming to you. Your thoughts on the lineup? Any surprises for you? Would you have done anything differently?
What's this? I don't understand. What are you saying?
You know street beer, right?
Yeah.
So this is the cousin using her account. So at one time she revealed to us during one of the Blue Money shows that she had limited time to leave.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so she's passed now. I think I don't know. I don't recall the date exactly because I was in shock. I was shattered when the cousin told me it was who the first person that suspected that had happened already was Just Viola, who knew. I think she was in the chat the day she made that clear to us. So she told me. I said, I'm going to try to talk with a few people to find out if that's the truth. So, but because Street Beer herself already told me that when the time comes that her mom will reach out to me. But then this time, I think it was the cousin who's taking over the account, and she told me it has happened. And the language, again, I spoke with her, at length, and the language she was using, again, you could tell that wasn't Street Beer and all that. Yeah, that broke me. Yeah, so that's by the way, Bobby, you go ahead. Yeah, again, say whatever you want to say. If you want to start by talking about that, up to you. Again, if you want to start by talking about the lineup, like the cousin told me, if we want to do anything on her behalf, it shouldn't be long. She hated people talking about too much about her situation, and she wants people, to drink, to deal with the situation when the time comes.
Wow, it's not the greatest of news to hear at this point in time. I'm stunned. Wow, Strip Bear was somebody that, you don't really need to see someone to know someone, which is quite an unusual thing to say. But that was a very, very unusual and highly cherished member of the Chelsea community. And I hope if the family can give the community an opportunity to acknowledge what she's done, I think it's the only way.
Yeah, the agreement with the cousin is whatever video, that the short video, because I want to do a short video and then a live show. The agreement, again, I will share the short video with the family. If they approve of it, then I can release it. And for the live show, she just wants it to be short, not anything too long. Yeah, and I'm not going to say I got to know her real first name, but I'm not going to say it now, except if the family gives me the permission to do so. But Bobby, let's come back to the lineup so that we'll be able to get through this. I know it would be pretty difficult. Your thoughts on the lineup, again, would you have done anything differently? Again, any surprises for you?
Well, it's hard to refocus on football, but my issue with this is the issue that I'm not sure we can do anything about. And that's the midfield. I'm never comfortable with seeing Jorginho. Milan will be a different proposition. There's a lot of pacey people there. Leao on one side, you've mentioned Hernandez. I don't know, I don't really like that midfield with Jorginho there at all, especially when we have to be a little bit solid. He's the weak link. I thought we'd gotten over that Jorginho delusion that we've been handicapping ourselves with for quite some time. But we'll wait and see what happens. There's not really too many surprises. I heard you say you were surprised to see Havertz. I'm not particularly.
Havertz isn't starting, and I wasn't surprised because I knew he wasn't going to start.
Who, Havertz?
Yeah, he's not starting.
Oh, he's not starting?
No, he's not starting. It is the 2-8 are Mason Mount and Raheem Sterling, and plus he played nearly 90 minutes in that game. Was he changed? I don't remember if he was changed, but yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I think he was brought off for Brozier. I mean, this is relatively the best we can do at the moment. Raheem and Mount, I don't know. You know, there's going to be quite a bit of defensive responsibility in this game, I believe. But we have to wait and see. Depends on what plans Graham Potter has. This is a huge test for him. It really is. European night like this, effectively, Chelsea need to win this game. That's what I believe. We have to win the game to readdress the group and to put the fear back into our names. So yeah.
Yeah, again, Picasso says hello. If you're in the chat, let us know what you think about the lineup. If you do anything differently, please do let us know. Okay. Just sound again. Here we have Nightbot is about it's programmed to do that stuff, and again, and sometimes he overdoes it. So apologies if it comes across to you as insulting or maybe feisty. Yes, people smash the like button. We have already 16 likes. We can do better than that. But this is again a less than 1 hour show. Again, it doesn't last for an hour plus. Again, we have to end it on time so we can go watch the show. So if you haven't liked the video, like the same as soon as you arrive. Again. Let's see what else we have here. Again, she loved banter quite well. Yeah, we've talked about that in a bit, but hate. Loved everybody the same, and hated to see any sort of discrimination in the chat. Again, it trips off. Again, if you banter Chelsea, probably blocks you right away. Again, yes, if you showed any disrespect, you were out the door. That's how she operates, especially against Chelsea. She could care less. She even I didn't even know she blocked Igal. I had to go check and saw that she blocked Igal. But again, I understood her personality, so I was able to deal with it comfortably. Confusion and opportunity is impressive. Again, it's like listening to Einstein. That was his wife did the work. He took the glory. Let's see anything here, Coach. My brother, again, I'm fine. It's just I was shattered by the news. Again, I'm not going to go into that again because I want to get through this show comfortably. The more I talk about it, the more, again, it makes it even difficult for me. So here she explains her family is dead. She was the only daughter. Her mommy can't. Okay, yeah, she was referred to somebody as mommy. I'm not sure who exactly. But yeah, may her soul rest in peace. Like I said, would do a show on her behalf. She deserves that. But she made me understand. You've explained that to me. Let's see. I like the theme first, guys. The firebox of chocolate. Here again, it's the 11th. It's 11 that I had picked myself. Oh, again, if you got it correctly, congratulations to you. Again, wish we played the same lineup again as in the first match. What's the difference there? Kai Havertz started that. Think. But because Kai played 90 minutes against Wolves, I don't think it makes sense for him to start. Plus, the games are coming in thick and fast, and rotation will be key to keeping everybody fresh. Yes, Coach, nice, and let's show. Again, brilliant. Nice to see you, CFCOG. I hope you're doing whatever you get a chance. Share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. Zakaria on the bench. Zakaria being on the bench, you could say, debunks the rumors that he isn't in Graham Potter's plans. Again, I think he is, but if he has to play for us to the manager for the club to decide what they want to do him. If we're really looking for a player who's capable of fulfilling the DM role or the hybrid of 8 and 6 role, or again, the box-to-box midfielder role, he's capable of doing that. Maybe if he gets a chance, he shows how capable he is. Big up Chelsea OG, big up to you too, Santiago Muna. Thank you for finding the time. We knew, she told us clearly. Again, again, if you haven't, go check out, go and check out Chelsea OGC YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. And if you're in the chat, let me know what you really do think about the channel. The lineup. Dan, your thoughts on the lineup? Any surprises for you? Would you have done anything differently? For me, the only surprise there for me is given Koulibaly's performance in the game against Wolves, I was thinking maybe Graham Potter will say, okay, you know what? This guy would be the guy to always come into play whenever Thiago Silva isn't playing. So why play him now and risk him getting injured? again, two of them starting at the same time. I didn't expect that to happen. But Dan,
yeah, big up to you guys. Big up to you guys.
yeah, big up to you too, brother.
All our families send our best regards to you guys and that. We feel about sorry about the news and that. But yeah, you can't really tell the difference apart from Ruben Loftus-Cheek for Jorginho from last week Tuesday's game against AC Milan, and for Fofana for Chalobah. I would have thought Cucurella would have started the game today, but apart from that, Chilwell's back on the side. Same formation from last week, apart from the two different formation. I think it's a really good, strong side, coach. I see that AC Milan's got Defia Hernandez back, and yeah, it looks like a really good, strong side. I hope I see Jorginho started from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm glad that Potter's put Jorginho, because as you saw last week, Ruben Loftus-Cheek with the last 20 minutes of the game, he didn't really show up. But then like from the 38 to 40 minutes to the second half, he started to play football, where Kovacic was helping him in the midfield and taking the ball, where Ruben Loftus-Cheek at the time didn't show up. But yeah, it looks like a really good, strong side for the Chelsea squad, coach, and I'm really happy that Potter's playing the same system from last Tuesday. This system seems to be working for us. It's a strong side. I know it's a totally different game for Wolverhampton. We had a different formation, but yeah, Ethic's like he seems to go in plan, and hopefully it's another 3 points. I would like to see Zakaria playing today because I see he's on the bench. Hopefully Potter could actually give him a chance to play on the pitch today, to show his abilities, to see what he's actually like on the pitch, because we haven't seen that since the last game when they did a friendly against Brighton in the back of the stage, where Chumaraka scored the 2 goals and he actually assists for Chumaraka. So it's all about deciding to see if he's going to give him a game today. If not, then whenever we actually see Zakaria how he plays against for the Chelsea squad. But yeah, it looks like a good formation, coach.
I don't have problems also playing a 3 at the back formation.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with us playing with a 3 at the back of structure or formation, if you prefer. Again, that's usually where you see the best of most of our players. But again, that structure against Wolves was something special. See how well Mason Mount did in that game, and I doubt he'd be able to replicate the same performance he showed playing centrally, because he was 3 again behind the central striker there in that structure. This is different though. I don't think I've seen him even again. Yeah, he's played in this position for a long time, but I don't think I've seen him perform as well as he did against Wolves, playing centrally, being flanked with wingers. But that's, by the way, I trust, like most people will say, trust the system. I trust Graham Potter. I think he knows what he's doing. With what we've seen, let's just see how it pans out.
I don't know why Sterling's playing on the right. He's better on the left than in the right side. Sorry,
maybe again the position don't really matter. After all, during game they do switch positions up. Again, he asks, is this a valid lineup? Yes, it is. Again, if you're in the chat and you're looking at the lineup somewhere and it's different from what we have on the screen, please do let us know again. And if you're watching, if you haven't taken a second to like the video, we have 22 likes. Let's see how many likes we can get by the time the show ends. Bobby, I'm sure, again, just quickly let me get with what happened in the chat. Hello, everyone says, Kimso, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for finding the time to join. J5 and that a sloppy back pass is gonna get exposed in this game. Here's the thing, I do believe to the whole thing comes down to the application of the structure or formation, if you prefer. I think Graham Potter knows that. He's probably well aware or well acquainted with J5's deficiencies, and probably, again, the application will be in a manner again, and that you won't even know he's slow. And again, let's see what he does there. Where is Zakaria? He's on the bench, which again debunks the rumors that again he seemed to be that the things aren't looking good for him. For him to get a chance to sit on the bench, which means he'd get a chance to play today or maybe some other time. Maybe some nonsense out there, got the whole thing mixed up. 2-2 draw. You think we'll see what happens? Is Zakaria that bad? He's so much worse than Jorginho. Here's the thing. Even Mawoko, listen. Even if Zakaria is better defensively than Jorginho, there's something that Jorginho does that makes him unique. His ability, to you could say to manage the tempo of the game. No other person in the team is capable of doing that. So that's why. And if we're being factual, if you weigh again the errors he makes, Jorginho makes, and the amount of time he touches the ball, the ratio is actually acceptable. But yeah, in some cases, we don't forgive if it leads to a goal. That one is usually difficult to forgive, especially if we end up drawing the game or losing the game. Then kind of worried about and Kova and Jorginho in the middle together. I'm not worried. Again, like I said, let's trust the process. I think Potter knows what he's doing. I cannot imagine a Jorginho on the lineup. Well, he's there. Again, we can do. Come on, kick bottom again. It says again. Told you it would be back three. Now, big up Santiago Munoz. Yeah, indeed, a back three, indeed. So you are correct. Again, the only surprise for me again is starting Koulibaly in this game. I knew Jorginho was going to start. I knew Kova was going to start. James, Chalobah, Sterling, even Mount and Auba. The only surprise, maybe Chilwell. I was thinking maybe there's a chance Kukureya starts, but that hasn't happened. Gallagher would have owned. I would have loved Gallagher to start too. But given that he played 90 minutes against Wolves, that's, again, a fine excuse to drop him, get a rest. Again, the next game you get to start. I think the squad will be rotated heavily, given the fact that, again, that it's a busy period. The games are coming in thick and fast. Again, no need to overplay any player except if you're Mason Mount. Thiago Silva or Koulibaly. Aubameyang scores the better. Again, I hope he scores today. He has a score to settle with AC Milan. I think it was you who told the story how they let him go, thinking he wasn't good enough for citing that he wasn't good enough for the club. Theo Hernandez will be a tricky test. Yeah, he doubles again. He makes the task of stopping Leao even more difficult. You could say that was what Leao didn't have against us during the home game. But we'll see. Again, I'm hopeful for a good result. A draw will be fine. A win, even better. Wish we did the Wolves team. I wish the same too, but the manager knows what he's doing. But have to trust, I guess. Yeah, we do have to trust the process. Why not give Mendy a chance today? Or, you don't change the goalkeeping position. You don't change them that much. Mendy, Kepa hasn't put a foot wrong. So why drop into the bench? He hasn't done anything wrong. A good lineup. Good luck to the boys. Yep, a chapter. I hope we get a win today, but it's going to be difficult because at home they have the 12th man, which is their fans, are very loud. Again, I hope all of us here, we witness how loud they were at the breach. Even when they were losing, they were still very loud. And our fans are surprisingly, shamefully, again, to me, weren't loud enough. So much so that again, I was on the panel. IBZ was on the panel, and his mate was bantering him on how quiet our fans were. Benjamin Chilwell, I don't think so. I think he'd do well where he is. Again, going forward too, he'd do well. I see, actually, if we're going to get a goal, I think he's one of those with the possibility of helping us get a goal. Quickly, let me see. Zakaria is a defensive beast. Let's see how quickly I can get through this. Why give Mendy a chance now when Kepa has been good? That argument just doesn't make sense. I think most of us, we again, given how well Mendy did when he arrived, I think we've grown attached to him and probably finding it difficult to accept that again he wasn't doing well. But fortunately for us, a blessing in disguise. Again, I'm not saying I'm happy he got injured. The injury was the reason why he got the chance to drop to the bench, and Kepa got the chance to show, yeah, he's ready to help the team. And ever since, he hasn't put a foot wrong. I think Zakaria debut is today, maybe at 55th to 56 minutes. Again, that's when we'll see whether the club should again try to to buy him on a permanent. But we'll see what happens. Let them talk. Please show their football intelligence. I hope to see that too. Remember, we could easily switch to a back four. I am again that the players we have there. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe again we've done that before. There's a chance this is a hybrid approach also, because we can switch to a back four. Chalobah remains in the James in the right back position. Yeah, then we'd have a six. Yeah, maybe Chalobah switches to the right back position, White Shower left back position. So there's a chance this is a hybrid. Again, the application will be hybrid to again a 3 in transition. Again, 4-5 defender. Again, yeah, it makes sense because Porter did play Chalobah as DM in a close door friendly. Maybe I don't want to see him in a DM role at this point. I have to tell you the truth. Juve losing 2-0. I think something isn't really quite right with them. Again, for a while now. Again, if you're watching, take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Again, up the subscribe. So again, we need more likes. Let's try to get it to at least 50 likes before the show ends. Again, this is not a long show. We have about 20 minutes actually to round off. So it says Chilwell and Reece James on the pitch makes Chelsea better going forward. Especially again, Chalobah and James. I think they can both team up on Leao and Theo Hernandez and do a better job there. Juve is dead. You could argue that error. I get that. Mendy, if Allegri gets sacked, will Tuchel end up there? If he wants the job, I think they probably reach out to him. There aren't many top managers out there. I think it changed things for them quickly. But we'll see what happens. I'm thinking maybe he went out to take the Liverpool job because it's looking like the Trump era, what Klopp era is coming to an end, but I don't know. PSG are interested in Aubameyang. Yeah, that's absolute horse too. I have to say that it's nonsense. J5 is going to be such a hindrance again on transition. No, I think Graham Potter probably the rehearsal to how J5 will apply himself today was probably in the game against Wolves, where he had more vertical passes than I've ever seen him seen from him. Plus, he was everywhere, not just a sit back. But we'll see what happens. This game is too important to make big changes. Tuchel would probably suit Juve. I'm thinking probably most likely Liverpool than Juve will again. Not Juventus. Again, let's hope the Mendy choice doesn't backfire. Sims ordered for such an important game to bring him back on. Yeah, but he isn't started. Not sure. I'm a bit confused there. Again, I'm just going to go to Bobby. As much as I enjoy reading your contributions in the chat, if I continue doing that alone, that will be the only thing we would do, and the show will come to an end without me getting to half of your comments. But I will keep highlighting them so that those that are watching will see it. Bobby, coming back to you. I'm sure you heard my argument regarding starting Koulibaly and Thiago Silva at the same time. To me, that's a risk. If Thiago Silva gets injured, again, the player that's well equipped to deputize for him or play in his place, and again, instead is Koulibaly. So why start them both in the same game? Again, Cucurella can actually execute that role perfectly, but probably because he played 90 minutes in the game against Wolves. He's not starting one, but Koulibaly did the same, and Cucurella is even younger. So, Bobby, your thoughts?
Well, this just exposes some of the deficiencies in the depth of the squad. I'm not that worried about that, really, because that centre of the back three could even be played by Aspie. It's not that physically demanding, although it's mentally demanding because it needs someone that knows what they're doing. But I think of our centre backs, any of them could do a fairly good job there. What concerns me again is the midfield. You know, you've kind of got the left wing back of Chilwell, who hasn't been doing well recently. You know, in the first leg, he misplaced so many passes. I thought he had a bad game. And then Jorginho, you know, this is the problem. I am very interested to see what Potter is going to do, because, you know, there's a limit to tactics when you don't have the right personnel. That is the only area of concern. And the absolute lack of physicality, you know, apart from Kovacic, who can't do everything on his own, there's nothing. Now, having Zakaria on the bench is interesting, but the fact that he's on the bench kind of gives me concern. That shows he's not quite ready. I don't know. So ultimately, he might have to resort to Rubin again, but that may end up being, you know, at the wrong time. I hope it's not for us when we're chasing a game. You know, clearly there's so much work to be done on the midfield to inspire confidence, because that frailty of these people that we've got in there at the moment, I don't like it. But to try and be positive, the forward line, I'm expecting, if they get the opportunity, I'm expecting that they will give Milan problems, big problems.
Yeah, would you have started Raheem Sterling again? Given that he's on the right hand side, you can say Gallagher is capable of playing as one of the two aces, especially front on the right hand side. Would you have started Gallagher over Raheem Sterling, or maybe rest Mason Mount? But some would say this game is too important for Mason Mount not to be playing. But again, the question is, would you have started Gallagher over either of the two eights?
Well, the forward line is okay. You know, I can see what he's doing. He's gone for experience, and he's gone for Mount for his industry. He did well in the
which
first.
Gallagher can also offer.
Yeah, but then Mount has just that little bit more Champions League experience, which is, I can see what he's doing. I know we'll probably see Gallagher at some point. You know, we do have 5 substitutions, and there will be people coming in. But I can understand what he's starting with and why he started with it. Because this is a tricky away game, and it needs people that have experience. So I have no problem with the forward line. I really don't have any problem with the back three. It just remains the midfield. Left wing back, perhaps it could have been Cucurella, but as I've said, maybe Chilwell has found some form in training. I don't know. We just have to wait and see. But, you know, we do have deficiencies in the depth of the squad, that this is the best we can do in an away game in the center of you know, of the field, that a lot of the battle will be won and lost. I mean, what saved us in the first leg was Rubin, eventually, after quite a battle, imposed
He
himself.
overpowered. I think Tonelli and Vanessa, both of them started. He overpowered them. But go ahead.
Yeah, eventually he imposed himself, and that helped us, gave us a platform to dominate in the second half. And, you know, them getting a card, I've forgotten the name of the other midfielder for them getting a card because Rubin was imposing himself, didn't help at all. Look, I don't know. We're learning a lot, and we'll learn a lot about Potter tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, again, like I think we've talked about that a few days ago. We don't have too much to work with. I think we need time to get to understand how he really, again, because his behavior most definitely would change in terms of his selection process, because he's dealing with an entire squad altogether, not the Brighton squad. Again, more games. We need more games to get to understand how he operates. Coming to you, Dan, quickly. Your thoughts, would you have started Gallagher over any of the two eights? To me, I think just to make sure we don't overplay Mount and get to that point where you could say last season, where again his decision making was next to zero. You'd recognize, yeah, he still shows energy, but he looked mentally tired. I just don't want us to overplay him again. But your thoughts, Dan? Dan, are you still with us, or are you trying to unmute your device? So I'm going to go see what I can catch up with in the chat. We have again big up to you too, Queen, Queen of the House. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for finding the time to join. I appreciate you doing that. What else do we have? Anything else here to address? Talking about Nightbot would have timed me out and love the machine, but not like humans. Yeah, it's different. It just times people's out again unnecessarily. Now coming to you again, Dan, you heard my question. Would you have started Conor Gallagher over any of the 2-8s there?
No.
Why do you say that?
So when he improves actually ability to actually perform and shows he's got the talent on the pitch, then I'll say yeah. Because Conor Gallagher scored a good goal against Crystal Palace, right? But for a minute, he ain't showing his ability, how good he is on the pitch.
Mm.
A lot of people say that he's more better at attacking than Mason Mount. But I totally disagree.
I'm just saying for the sole reason of resting Mount. He's not a machine. We know he's good, and they both have something they each do better than one another. But the question is, would you have started him even for the sole reason of resting Mount, not to overplay him? We don't want, because he's that good, play him that much again, and then he gets tired mentally. And then when he starts underperforming, given how tired the fact that he's tired mentally, people start complaining again. But go ahead with what you were saying.
But you could say Kai Havertz coach. If you want to West Mason Mount, put Kai Havertz on the pitch. Kai Havertz got more better.
Here's why Kai wouldn't give you that same energy that you get from Mason. You get from Gallagher or Mount.
Yeah, but Gallagher, you see with coach Gallagher, what could I say the word of Conor Gallagher? He's the kind of guy, right, on the pitch where he doesn't show his much talent on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got nervous in AC Milan, like before when he was playing for Leeds United, the game he got sent off at I think it was Southampton. He had like yellow cards from the start of the season, got sent off, and where he played against Crystal Palace, he was a bit like sluggish, like where you 1 minute he's playing good, but the next minute he ain't. It's like with the Wolverhampton game. He did it at Wolves. He started showing up before the second half, where you didn't see him hardly doing anything against Wolverhampton in the first half. But with Conor Gallagher, he don't get me wrong, coach. We had an argument about this a couple of weeks ago about Conor Gallagher.
Yeah, I'm listening.
And then IBC sits by my side. With Conor Gallagher, if he shows his talent on the pitch and he's physical on the pitch and shows himself that he could prove to be the star man in between the midfield over Jorginho, then yes, give him some games. But for a minute, he ain't showing it, coach. He's not showing. If it'll come to me, if it was me over Conor Gallagher, I would pick like the likes of Chukwuemeka or Pulisic.
You're really going deep into players such as Chukwuemeka. You could say, we've all heard how he played in a closed door friendly, or seen videos of how he did when he played for Aston Villa. I know he's good, but it really, again, you're gonna really skip Conor Gallagher to go to him, say you'd bring him in. But I get your argument, though. Bobby, let me ask you this: how about Christian Pulisic? Given he did well, an assist against Crystal Palace. Plus, again, I know it's difficult. Most people don't usually, in the case of Christian Pulisic, because he missed a few chances against Wolves. Most people don't look beyond that. There's still, some are slandering him, actually. Some are still saying he's not good enough for the club. But the most important thing you have to look at, for me, the most important thing is that he got at the end of those chances. The only thing is that he didn't put them all away, which you could argue comes down to him being match rusty, because there's something like that in football. So, Bobby, your thoughts? Would you have started Christian Pulisic? Maybe the structure says otherwise. This is like, here's the surprising thing actually. The formation that AC Milan are playing with are actually the formation we played against Wolves, isn't it? 4-2-3-1. Maybe a hybrid application. So maybe we'd switch to that. Maybe we played intentionally against Wolves to prepare for this game. Maybe as the game starts, we'd probably switch like with the same from a structure as them. That's to be again formation to match the formation to make it easier to tackle them. But Bobby, the question I want to ask is this: I was going to ask you is this: would you have started Christian Pulisic for any of the 2-8s?
Look, this is splitting hairs, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't know because there's going to be 5 substitutions. He probably will come on, but to start him, no. The chances of either Aubameyang or Sterling missing like Pulisic is less. Now, I'm not saying that's why he didn't start. I just think Potter feels that the experience and the outcome of Aubameyang and Sterling is higher, and it's worth starting with. And I agree. It's not the end of the world. Pulisic will probably get his chance. But yeah, I want to address, somebody was talking about Carney Chukwuemeka. This kid this guy's 19 years old. I can see what Potter is doing with him and Brozier. He's easing them in. The best managers do that. It's what Pep Guardiola did with what's his name?
Foden.
Foden. Klopp does it all the time. You don't just throw them in. You ease them in. And Chukwuemeka, he might be one of the guys to come on later. You don't know. But starting him, I think, is perhaps a bit unfair when you have options.
Yeah. I think it makes sense to ease them in gradually. You can. There's a way you do it. You put so much unnecessary pressure on them, then they can crack. If you do it gradually, again, make them. Take the process gradually. Then they ease them in. The process will be seamless, and then won't even it happen without them being under so much pressure. Because I think I've seen, for instance, in the case of what's the English kid that played for Arsenal then. And again, in his early days career, he wrote a book too. I think the reason that you could argue he didn't reach where he should have reached in football. Even Michael Owen, you could say so much pressure, at a very young age. That again, it wasn't. See how Carlo Ancelotti did the case of Vinicius. Now he's arrived, but when he was younger, people were questioning why isn't he starting games and all that. But the manager understood again that if you do it if the process is drastic, you may end up putting so much pressure on the kid, and they will crack and then end up succumbing to the pressure and not do well. So I think it makes sense for the process to be gradual. Some people expect Broya to start this game because he scored a goal, but no, he's on the bench. So maybe the next game he starts. Again, that's all the process. That's, you could say, the process of taking it gradual and not be drastic about it, so you don't end up putting them under so much pressure that they can handle. We should have just followed the Liverpool blueprint of old, where we outrun your midfield with Connor Mount the same way again they did with Wijnaldum, that name, and Henderson. But that doesn't last forever. You end up burning out players. But I get the question. Let me see what else we have. Anything else should we read here? I'm going to skip in the conversation going on in the chat. Again, I should have a no in the poll. Every time, y'all guys always have to find a way to let me know that I'm wrong. It's not a process. A poll, one or two. Yeah, you see again, but it's okay. I hope you guys understood the question there. Yeah, like the Metro, I am holding it to sixes again. A six packs. That is, I have a feeling I'm going to need it. It's going to be a long one because they have the 12th man. They were loud at Stamford Bridge. Their fans again at home, they'd be even louder. Jack Wilshere had too much pressure on him too. Yes, there's another one. What's his name again? There's another one again, and the overhype, the pressure again, not easing them in gradually. Again, it can be dangerous. Yes, people smash the like button. 31 likes. We can do better than that. If you haven't, take a second to like the video. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
That's all the more reason Potter's gone for experience. The crowd. You know, he needs people that will be able to not be fazed by that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just quickly on the final note, again, I'm just going to ask those in the chat with the poll how they think the game will end. And with that, I think we have to end earlier so that I can prepare. We're doing a watch-along show on the sister channel. So just quickly, I'm going to end this poll now, which asks the question, would you have started Conor Gallagher for one of the 2-8? Yes, I'd rather start him over Sterling, 56%. Yes, I'd start him over Mount, 44%. Okay, let's see the final question for you so that we can go. Maybe if your TV is downstairs, you can still walk down and the game hasn't started. The poll, the question I want to ask, the outcome of the game. And Bobby, while I'm doing this, what kind of game do you expect overall? I'm not going to ask you for the outcome because I know you're not into predictions.
It's hard to say. I will think Milan will probably try and see if they can suck Chelsea in and hit on the break. That they may feel that's their best chance. But it's very hard to say. Or if they find that's not working, they may decide to go all-out attack based on their first 20 minutes at Stamford Bridge, which I think may work against them. Home advantage is another thing they feel with their crowd in the San Siro. It could work, but then even that could work against them because home crowds, as much as they can support, especially in Italy, they can put you under some pressure. Look, it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be very tactical. Are they beatable? Yes, they are. Issue is we have to take our chances when we get them. But they are beatable.
Go ahead.
As you said, yes, they are beatable. And we just have to make sure that we try to replicate what we did at Stamford Bridge and demoralize them.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I believe so too. Again, Dan, I'd have to see you on the other channel for the watch-along show. We have just less than a minute. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining the show. It's been a brilliant show. Before you leave, if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video and also join us for the watch-along show. I think you will enjoy it. Thank you so much. God bless us all. See you guys there, and bye.